I said subscribe or like this comment?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, your mind's going faster than...
Wow. I have been doing this for almost 3 or 4 minutes, so it's like, how long do you expect me to actually know what I'm doing? My God, it's too demanding. Thanks for sticking around for episode 3 of Ask Celldweller.
Hey Klayton, I was wondering, what exactly made you quit using Pro Tools and switch over to using Cubase?
That's a pretty easy answer. Pro Tools. Pro Tools itself caused me to not use Pro Tools anymore. I was pretty much sick and tired of getting bent over the couch with issues and really no tech support unless I wanted to pay extra money for a company I've spent tens of thousands of dollars and had many years of loyalty to. And when I had discovered Cubase and realized how much more creative that environment was for me, I couldn't wait to get rid of Pro Tools and never see it again.
I know you may not reveal this or not. You probably won't, but will we be expecting a new album from you coming soon?
Yep. So if I could marry a question from last week with this question, last week's question pertaining to time travel, then I would probably want to collaborate or be in the studio with Alan Wilder, but probably circa 1989. Robert Smith from The Cure, probably around the same time, 1988, 1989, you know, around the Disintegration era, which is by far my favorite Cure album. And then probably Elizabeth Fraser from the Cocteau Twins. I was a very big Cocteau Twin fan and I loved her voice. Really excited to see her showing up in film scores and on like the Massive Attack, like Mezzanine and albums like that.
Hey Klayton, my question is, what are some of the science fiction novels or films that have inspired you or captured your attention?
Great question, and even as a kid I remember reading sci-fi, so C.S. Lewis and his space trilogy, I remember that from a very young age, and that had left a pretty indelible impression on my mind about space and other planets and things like that. And any of you who know some of my really old material can attest to that because it's pretty blatantly referenced in the song titles. So C.S. Lewis when I was a kid, and later on I read the Frank Herbert Dune series, some Philip K. Dick, and he really went on to inspire a lot of my favorite movies of all times, like Blade Runner and Minority Report, and We'll Remember It For You Wholesale was a short story he wrote that became Total Recall. And although I really liked the Arnold one, because I liked Arnold at the time, it's a little cheesy. The new one with Colin Farrell to me was just darker and grittier, and I dug it. So, and I am actually in the process of reading James Corey, some novels that he wrote, because James Corey is actually 2 authors under the name James Corey. So the first book, Leviathan's Wake, I had already read, and I am on Caliban's War right now. And I ironically had found out just a few days ago that they are adapting this into a TV show, which is pretty exciting for me. So thanks for the good question.
I certainly hope so.
Well, to be perfectly frank, I don't really have an opinion of the music industry. The music industry's really never had an opinion of me, so it's kind of mutual. I have pretty much gone my entire career just ignoring what's going on in the mainstream, really ignoring what people say I should or shouldn't do, and that's kind of how I got where I am. I didn't really worry about the haters, because there's going to be a lot of them down the comments, as you guys have probably noticed. Who cares? I got here by putting my head down and pushing through. Face down and pushing through. It may sound familiar to you, but that's actually the way it went. So the music industry is in disarray. We all know that. Nobody really knows what's going on, and everybody's trying to create some new model, and now we've got Beats Music, and there's Spotify, and there's iTunes and Amazon, and streaming this, and MP3 that, and digital this. It doesn't matter. I have kind of gone through many of those phases, and for me, the only thing that really is important is kind of staying liquid. And when trends change or mediums change, the way that music is delivered, I'm ready to roll with that if I need to, but a lot of times you'll find me trying to create new ways to do that. Instead of waiting for somebody to dictate how things should be delivered to you, I'm kind of deciding this is how I want to do it, which is why I release music in chapters. Instead of making you guys wait 3 years for me to finish a record, I can do 2 songs at a time. You guys get a whole bunch of music, sometimes with commentary and a bunch of additional content, and you're getting music much more consistently.
Was Celldweller your first album a concept album? And also I was wondering what's the backstory behind the song The Last Firstborn?
Well, if my life is a concept, then yes, the first album was a concept album. I really didn't write it to be a concept album. I was just writing from life experience and just kind of situations around me that affected my life. And really it was a way for me to exercise my own demons. I wasn't really terribly concerned about what you thought of my lyrics because I didn't even really know you existed. I had written that album for me, pretty much like I do all my music, because if I don't, it wouldn't be honest and it wouldn't be real. So what has always worked for me and has worked for you guys is me just writing from a personal experience. So in the case of like The Last Firstborn, which you also asked about for clarity, I actually never go on record and tell anybody what that song is about. And the specific reason is because there are people, like you even said, that you have found a way to connect that to some situation in your life. I want to make sure that that stays intact for you. If I tell you why I wrote that, that takes that away from you and now it kind of ruins it. So when I write something, I want you to decide how it applies to your life and live through that, and don't ever have to worry about me spoiling that for you. Thanks for sticking around for episode 3 of Ask Celldweller. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and like or share this page. I want to hear your questions, so you can ask them in the comments below or hit this link in the moon over here and submit your YouTube question to me. Until next time, this is Klayton signing off.